Can you use AI to analyze a potential investment property? Yes, you can. And today I'm going to show you my favorite tool, how I use it, the benefits of it, and we're going to run it through an actual property I'm about to close on. There are a lot of options out there for AI in the wild right now. You can use it for graphics, you can use it for marketing, you can use it for research, you can use it for emails, whatever you want. The important thing is to use the right AI tool for the specific job you have in mind. And on top of that, it is extremely important that you tell it exactly what you want and provide it with the sources of the information you want it to analyze. The best way to prevent AI from going rogue, so to speak, and hallucinating or making information up is to require it to use the information that you give it and only that. And then tell it, don't make stuff up. All right, so first things first, we need to identify and capture the data that we want Julius to analyze. Here I used Unlock MLS. I have a license for this information. If you are in a state that is not a reporting state, you're going to need to get with your agent to talk about how to capture the actual data and not simply the estimates from some of the portals online. I'm not showing the exact properties here for various reasons. Namely, I want to make sure I stay in compliance, but I am going to show you the geographic region I selected. This is where my property is that I'm going to close on here. This is the geographic area around it that I feel is comparable to it and will give me the best data. So I've downloaded lot sales, lease rates for similar properties, closed sales for similar properties, and I put all that into a spreadsheet and I've gone back 10 years. So we've got enough data for Julius to take a look at. Now let's plug it in. All right, when you head over to Julius.ai, you're gonna get a page that looks a lot like this. What do you want me to analyze today? For me, I've gone in and I've already started a notebook, which is like a project in ChatGPT, if you're familiar with that, but it's basically a file that's going to capture one program, so to speak, that you can repeat and analyze multiple times. So here I've got the file. I want to go in here and say, this is investment property analysis, rent, close price, sale date, appreciation, ROI, trends, and future value. All right, custom instructions. Here we're gonna tell it what we want it to do. I've already run out of instruction, but it's usually attached spreadsheet to analyze the data. So here I've given it a set of instructions that are very specific as to what I want. I've attached a spreadsheet. I'm telling it to look at properties in the previous tabs compared to the subject property tag. I'm looking for rent, range, ROI, future value, and I've given it a 4% appreciation rate. I told it it was purchased in cash and has an update budget of $35,000. I'm gonna erase 35 and put it at 28 because I ran through some other numbers. Whole period is 10 years and property taxes are $4,500 year one. All right, if you want, you can add a tag here or a cover. I'm not going to. All right, so we close that. Now, I want to run an analysis of this spreadsheet. I'm interested in ROI, trends, rent versus close price, current market value of subject property, and estimated future value based on a 10-year hold. I've given it a prompt and it tells me right here, it's queuing it up, it's reviewing the data, and it's going through each spreadsheet. And what we're about to see is exactly what it's doing. It's here, it's telling us the process it's going through. I really like this because it lets me know that it's referring to my source data, not going rogue, and I can see its thinking, so to speak. All right, so it started spitting out some Python code explanation. For those of us like me that don't know, it's a code retrieves and prints a list of the files. So as it's working, it's telling us exactly what it's doing. It moves a lot faster than I possibly could, of course, and that's one of the huge benefits here. And then this is the sample data. It shows you this data so that you know what it's pulling from. It's basically going back and saying, look, this is info you gave me. This is the work based on that same info. I really like that feature. It lets me know it's pulling from the right sources. Now it goes into market value. Closed sales, 2025 is $464 a foot. Estimated sale price around $400,000. That's pretty good considering I've got $300,000 into it. That's 25% increase in value simply by taking on the house. So we have the rough analysis saying that all in, we're gonna have about a $97,000 increase in value simply by purchasing and then doing some minor updates. Now keep in mind, this is not going into the specifics of the level of trim, the condition of the yard or the roof or anything like that. When you are using AI or any other sort of general analysis tool, you need to make sure to give it as much information as you want and need back. The program does not even have the addresses, much less the specifics of it, so keep that in mind. That's where an agent or your expertise and experience comes in. I noticed something when I was reading through it. It said year one rent was $4,500. That's supposed to be property taxes. I don't recall if I entered it incorrectly or it misread it, but either way, because it tells us exactly what it's doing and gives us an opportunity to review the outputs, corrected it. I went back and told it what was actually it was supposed to be, and it has gone back and revised the data. Property tax, here we go. Clarified $4,500 is the property tax. That's a huge benefit to simply be able to just go in and type out, hey, that's not right, and not have to go in and adjust an entire spreadsheet. It's doing that work for you. That's enormous. Now, I gave it some specifics on wanting the ROI with a 4% appreciation and 10-year hold period, nominal 4%, rents. We have rent growth, future value here, 10-year nominal return. And then after accounting for property tax, nominal multiple is roughly 2.47 capital plus income, or 147% return over a 10-year period. Now, I didn't give it the increase of property taxes annually, but it gives me a really good idea if this is a project I want to take on or not. Frankly, I do, because I also have plans to redevelop it. After the basics, it says we can dive in deeper if we want: rent growth versus expense growth, property tax escalation, maintenance reserves and insurance, and then IRR and cash on cash. All things I just mentioned that I forgot to give it, it pulled that out and told me we can go deeper if you give me this information. So let's do that. Okay, so it's gone through and reevaluated the information with the updated assumptions we gave it. It went and told us the information again that it's pulling from. It showed us, and it gave us estimated year one value and then year 10 value. This is, remember, a 0.16 acre lot with a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home on it. I am going to very likely redevelop the property and put 2 to 3 properties on it as built to rent. This is the part that's really helpful. If you aren't sure or the best way to really interpret data, or you need to present this to someone who's not used to or has a whole lot of experience interpreting data, it breaks it down in plain language. Nuts and bolts of it here at the end. Given this fully renovated deal, it's a solid mid-single cap rate in year one, rolling into a high single-digit to low double-digit unlevered. And then it gives us some sensitivity and concise recommendations. We can dig into that, but let's look at it visually. I've told it to put this into a graph. Multiple graphs is fine. It's for our clients. Make them simple but informative. This is really, really easy. For a guy that gets bogged down in spreadsheets really easily, this is extremely helpful and a huge time saver. Now, keep in mind, these are pretty simple, but it shows you're bumping along on cash flow here, slightly growing each year, and then your exit's going to be significant. We've got income trends now, of course, because we're just using a constant increase, and then the value projection here, skyrocketing. But what if we said fair rental rates to close price using the data found in the spreadsheets? Visualize it. It's given us the median close price over the years. This is a huge COVID spike, and then they both come down. But if you'll see, it carried out the rent a little bit longer before rent started falls, and then it gives us the implied gross over time. If you could see that, where it spiked in during COVID, the sales price is up here, but now that the sales price have gone back down, the yield on the gross rent has increased, and that's what we want. And then it gives us a 9 to 10%, fits well in your market backdrop, steady appreciation plus modest growth. This is a great way to get the nuts and bolts of an investment opportunity and to see if it may be something you want to dig into more. You can get more specific. It's good gut. So we're back. That was pretty interesting. Julius.ai is a great way to analyze properties. It gives us a lot of insight in a short amount of time, and it goes as deep as you want it to go, and it remembers its previous results. And it went back to what the ROI is, which is exactly what we want. And it confirmed my thoughts that this will be a good rental property to buy now, hold, and then I will redevelop it. So in 10 years, it will have been a rental that got redeveloped, have 3 lots on it, and we'll have 3 sources of income off of 1 lot. That's a whole other analysis, which I haven't done with Julius yet, but I'm about to. If you want, I'll give you the results. Just hit me up.